direct your attention to the field as our award-winning Miller band marches to a salute to America. Play our national anthem.
Tonight, two HCC rivals will go head-to-head in a physical matchup. Both teams are sitting at 3-3, and both teams are coming off of victories. However, these teams have won in two very different ways. For Noblesville High School, they defeated Franklin Central 10-0 in a defensive battle. On the other hand, HSC's offense shined as we defeated Zionsville 30-10. Tonight should be a chess match. Two teams with different strengths. Two coaches looking to exploit different weaknesses. Tonight, there can only be one winner. HSC versus Noblesville, coming to you next on Southeastern Sports Network. Welcome back to Southeastern Sports Network. We are here tonight at Noblesville High School to broadcast this HCC battle between your HSC Royals and the Noblesville Millers. I am Sam Huston, joined by my colleague and my friend, Tyler Groves. So Tyler, HSC was electric last week against Zionsville, scoring 30 points on the night. What do we see from that HSC team that was different from weeks prior?
Well, Sam, we've seen a much improved Royals offense. Over the last 2 weeks, the offense has put up a combined 57 points compared to the first 4 weeks where they scored a combined 53 points. That is a drastic improvement. These points are largely due to a strong running attack led by Matt Harris, who has been solid all year and only seems to get better. But last week we also noticed a clear improvement from Cody Sparks in the passing game. He looked much more comfortable and had control over the entire offense. Let's see if he can build off that tonight against a tough Noblesville defense.
So you bring up a great point, Tyler. This is a hard-nosed, gritty Noblesville team. What have been Noblesville's strengths for the season, and what are they going to try and do tonight?
Without a doubt, Sam, their greatest strength is their toughness. They have granted all of their wins out this season with good defense and an offense that controls the clock and controls the game. As they start to get going, Sam, there's nothing fancy about this team. They tend to pack the box on the defense side of the ball to stop the run, and they're going to force Sparks to make plays to the air. They love running with the fullback up the middle to create lanes for the running back. This is going to be a great game tonight, and it's going to be very entertaining.
You're exactly right. Here we have the opening kickoff booted deep from Noblesville and fielded at the HSC goal line.
Oh, he's got room. Down to 25.
Out to the 25-yard line. That was Emmanuel Daniels. So, Tyler, lastly, as both teams jog onto the field, what are your 3 keys for this Royals team tonight to get the victory?
My first key offensively is establish a running game with Matt Harris, which will then help open up the passing game, making things easier for Sparks. My second key defensively is to stop the run game, led by senior Luke Blevins. He is a downhill runner who loves to run through defenders. My third and final key is for the Royals to match the intensity the Noblesville players will bring tonight, as it is their senior night and no one likes to lose on senior night, and it's also a very important conference game for both teams who need to get a win to get above 500. So it will be a very good game tonight, Sam.
You're right, Tyler, and there we have Ben Boysen, number 11 on the carry for a gain of about 2 yards, bringing up 2nd and 8, and that's something we just talked about. This Noblesville defense is gritty. They like to stack guys in the box. They like to stop their runs, so I like to see that start there from the HSC offense, and it will be interesting to see if we can get off to a quick start, as that is going to be vital for the significance and for the outcome of this game.
Yeah, Noblesville they're gonna pack the box because they know the strength of this HSC team is running the ball, and they're gonna make Cody Sparks be consistent through the passing game.
Well, here we have Sparks in the pistol. Boysen running across the formation. Hand off to Harris, and there he is stuffed from the Noblesville defensive line.
Great job by the D-line of Noblesville. They got penetration and really got through the HSC offensive line. There wasn't a lot there for Matt Harris to really go anywhere. Brings up a 3rd and 9, a long 3rd and 9, and there's not a lot in the playbook where the offensive coordinator, this is not favorable for him. So it's going to obviously be a pass, and it's not going to be an easy conversion.
Well, here we have 4 receivers spread formation, 2 on the far side of the field and 2 on the near side, respectively. Only 3 men on the line for Noblesville. They rush 4. That is a pass batted away there.
Quick 3 and out for Noblesville. This is exactly what they wanted. Quick 3 and out, get the offense the ball. So great job by Noblesville. HSC didn't execute the way they really wanted to start off.
Well, that was Zach Groover there on the pass breakup, and that was an incredibly athletic play. And a big play here early, 3 and out. Not the start you like to see from this Royals team at all, Tyler.
You knew Noblesville was going to come out ready. This is their senior night. Like I said, no one likes to lose on senior night. And a punt that kind of went off the side of his foot.
Yeah, that is an uncharacteristic punt from number 13, Mitchell Heavenstreet. Undoubtedly one of the best punters in the state. You don't see that very often. A little bit of a misfire there. So now this Noblesville Millers team has the ball at the Royals' 47-yard line.
Yeah, this is great field position for Noblesville. The defense for HSC is going to have to stand tough here. This is not an easy way to start off the game, especially when you're already on their side of the field.
So here we have this HSC defense, most notably led by seniors. Number 36, Anthony Eggers. Seniors 26, Tony Cassiri. And senior 51, Craig Kunkelman. Ooh, a little bit of movement there on the line.
They jumped. This one's going to be on HSC, it looks like.
Yeah, good call there, Tyler.
Offsides.
So let's go ahead and bring up the starting defense for this Royals. We have mentioned that there are a few key players, the senior linebackers, Eggers and Cassiri, but a few names we also have to mention tonight is edge rusher Isaac Abeyo. He is definitely an X factor for this Royals team, and I like defensive tackle Evan Lance, the junior. He's got a hard nose, he's gritty, and he definitely loves getting in there to stop the run.
He sure does.
Here we have a run to number 7, Blevins. That's a first down. That's a good carry up for a gain of about 7 yards. That is a first down.
Great job by Blevins. There's a huge hole there made by the Noblesville offensive line, and really all he had to do is just run straight ahead, and first down for Noblesville.
Well, here's the ball. The HSC 34-yard line. This defensive team all season, Tyler, for the Royals has been bend, don't break. They might have a lot of yards against them, but they do not have a lot of points. So I'll be interested to see if they can hold stuff here, as that's a run, and that's a big tackle there, number 51. Craig Kunkelman with an assist there at the end of the play. Clean it up, 32. That is Seth Smorelli.
Yeah, Craig Kunkelman did a great job of shedding his block and getting to the running back and wrapping it up, and then Seth Smorelli just kind of filled and for sure the tackle.
Well, something that we briefly talked about in our game intro is that this Noblesville team loves to run an ISO. They love to bring in a fullback, and when they do have a fullback on the field, they run the ball 66% of the time. Well, here, obviously, there's no fullback, so we can expect, well, that is a run, but it's a quarterback run. Swallowed up there at the line by number 52, Mason Lance. There was a whole team of Royal defenders to help swallow him up and bring him down.
Yeah, sometimes they use a fullback, or sometimes they also use an H-back, which is basically a guy that lines up just behind the tackle, and they'll have him also lead up through the hole. And it basically serves as a fullback. It's just in a different formation.
Well, Tyler, something interesting that you bring to the table tonight is that you are once a former player, and you do help out with our freshman football team, so we're excited to see the analysis you can bring to this game here.
Thank you, Sam.
We have Grant Gremmel, the quarterback for Noblesville, in the shotgun formation. Ooh.
Looks like someone moved a little bit early there. Yeah,
that is a false start there from the Noblesville Millers. Back them up 5 yards. A 3rd and 7 now becomes a 3rd and 12. So now we have to expect a pass here from Grant Gremmel, the senior quarterback, number 14 for the Millers.
Be interesting to see what Coach Morris does here on defense, if he's going to bring a blitz or if he's going to drop back in coverage. This is going to be a longer passing play, so the Noblesville offensive line is going to have to give plenty of time for Gremmel.
We have our cornerbacks playing off the receivers a little bit here. HSC rushes 4, but Abeo gets back there a little bit. That's a big breakup. Senior linebacker, 26. Tony Kasiri gets a paw in there. That was a great series from our defense.
It was, and this is going to force, I believe, a punt. It should be a punt. If not, it'd be long to go for it. So they believe a punt. The one thing Noblesville did do is they flipped the field. HSC, barring a great return, is going to have poor field position starting for their offense in the next drive. But a great job by the defense getting off the field and not allowing Noblesville to really move the ball at all.
Well, we would have expected a punt, but that's not the case. We have Bramwell in the backfield with 2 running backs, 2 receivers.
You could also see a pooch punt here, possibly, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
It's like you looked into the future there. That's a big pooch punt.
Oh, it went in the end zone.
They couldn't make the play, unfortunately. Great call, Tyler, and that was a well-executed punt from Gremmel. Unfortunately, his teammates were not able to get there and stop the ball, bring HSC out.
Well, I tell you what,
the
2 Noblesville players ran into each other, and that's why the ball went into the end zone. Really, they didn't need to. I mean, it was pretty easy. They could have downed it inside the 5. Really good execution by Gremmel on the pooch punt, but they just couldn't execute, stop it inside the 5-yard line. See what Sparks can do here on his second drive.
Well, here we have Cody Sparks sporting the pink socks. He takes a snap to Matt Harris. Nothing there. Tackle on the play, notably by number 42. That is Kenja Jenkins for the Millers.
I talked about in the intro that the running game would open up the passing game for the Royals. We might have to switch that, opposite. The passing game might have to open up the running game for the Royals because currently there's nothing going in the running game, and they're really going to force Sparks to make throws, and let's see if he can do it.
Well, here's Sparks. He does take the shotgun snap, throws out to his side. Incomplete by Jackson Lance. The ball was in his hands, unable to complete the catch through his contact with the ground, however.
Yeah, that was the throw wasn't bad. I mean, it was a little bit outside, but very catchable. It was only going to gain a couple yards, but wasn't a terrible throw.
Well, here we have Cody Sparks in the offense. This 3rd and 9 on the Miller 21-yard line once again, faced with a long 3rd down early in our drives.
Ran the ball.
Hand off to
nothing.
Harris. Nothing there. Swallowed up. Gang of Millers there on the tackle. Once again, 42, Kenja Jenkins, his nose right in that play.
So far, it's been a very defensive battle. It's only been 3 drives, but this might be foreshadowing what we're going to see the whole game. Both teams, specifically Noblesville, is very strong defensively, and the offenses have had great moments at times, but also have been rough at times. So,
well, another, not a great punt there from Mitchell Heavenstreet, but gets it away, puts the ball onto the Miller side of the field as this Noblesville offense trots out onto the field. We're going to show you a quick glimpse of their starting lineup. Most notably, this Noblesville offense is led by senior quarterback Grant Gremmel, senior wide receiver Brandon Lowe, and senior running back Luke Blevins. We said earlier in our broadcast, Tyler, this is a run-heavy team. We expect to see a lot of runs from Blevins, but also, as we've already seen, Gremmel can run the ball as well. We talked to senior linebacker Tony Kasiri this week. He said Gremmel can run, and he can run hard. As
he sure can.
The snap in the I formation.
Great play by 51. Craig Kunkelman, he just blew up the guard that was trying to block him and got right into the backfield and made the play. Great job by Craig.
So here, second and long, 2nd and 10 for this Noblesville offense. Ball on the 45-yard line. We're already halfway through this first quarter, as this is the 4th drive we have seen from both teams. Gremmel in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. It's a pitch out to Blevins. Ooh, a miss there from Tony Kasiri, but he's wrapped up. I believe it was 51 Craig Kunkelman on the play coming from the other side of the field.
Great job by the Royals defensively. They're all going towards the ball. They're all getting, that was almost 8, 9 guys on the ball there at the end of the play. That's what you want to see. You want to see them flow to the ball. You just don't want one guy trying to tackle him. Group tackle and make sure you get him on the ground.
Well, a good run there. That makes it a 3rd and 7 for this Noblesville team. We have Gremmel in the shotgun. He takes a snap. He's winding up for a pass.
He's all over him. Yeah, he's all over him. That's no doubt about it. He hit him early and was grabbing him. And there's no doubt that that's at least pass interference or holding.
Well, that is going to be a penalty flag there by number 10, Jake Huston, the junior cornerback.
Yeah, pass interference. That'll be 15 yards and automatic first down. So that's a tough penalty on 3rd and 7. It didn't look, it wasn't a great throw. I'm not sure it would have been completed. He had great position. He really didn't need to grab there, but unfortunately he did, and gives Millers a first down and extends the drive.
Well, now the Millers have the ball on the Royal 36-yard line. Good field position. 1st and 10. There's Gremmel in the pistol formation, but there is a fullback there right off the offensive line who does provide a lead block and a hole for Blevins, tackling the play at 36. Anthony Eggers.
Yeah, that's what we call the H-back. He's lined up on the right side behind the right tackle. Like I said, it basically serves the purpose of a fullback. He led right up through the hole, hit a linebacker, and allowed the running back to get through there for a gain of 5. Blevins, the running back, for a gain of 5, and a really good hard run by him.
That was a great lead block there from the H-back. And we'll see, once again, they do indeed line up with the H-back right off of the offensive line. 3 receivers, 1 running back in the backfield with Gremmel. But this is a pass, and just a little bit of a miscommunication there over the head of the receiver, but did not seem to be on the same page. That'll make this a 3rd and 4 for the Millers.
Big 3rd down here. The Royals could really use a stop.
Third and 4. Gremmel with the H-back and the running back in the backfield. Low snap. It's a pass. There's a slant there. He is open. That'll be a first down there for the Noblesville Millers. The catch on the play there is from number 6. That is Zach Groover, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, 21 Clayton Toner and Jake Huston. It was just a coverage where they're playing back a little bit, and it was just a quick 3-yard slant, and it was just wide open. You'd think that they would be a little bit closer on such a third and short, but they weren't, and it was just a quick, nice little throw for a first down.
Here we have the ISO formation once again, and I think you're seeing a pattern. Fans at home, they're going to run this frequently tonight. There's a handoff. Nothing there. Big tackle. First contact was made by number 7, Isaac Abeyo.
Yeah, the Royals put 6 people on the line of scrimmage there. They're all moving around before the play. I think it might have confused the Noblesville O-line right there. But when you got 6 guys on the line of scrimmage and you got linebackers behind them, it's going to be hard to run the ball. And they believed it was going to be a run, and they were right, and they stopped it from, looks like a loss of 1.
I think as of now, for both coaches, their defensive mindset is stop the run and force the quarterback to make some plays. Both of these quarterbacks, both Gremmel and Sparks, have had their high points but also their low points throughout the season. So they're going to make Gremmel complete some passes as he throws one here. That's a completion. Good pass there on the play. That is caught. I believe that was number 17 for the Millers, Jaden Barrett, the 5'5" junior wide receiver.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a miscommunication by the Royals. 2 guys went to the outside wide receiver who's doing an out route, and they left the guy who's doing a seam up through the middle. They both went to the out route, and one should have had the out, and one should have been had the guy in the seam. A little bit of miscommunication, and the guy was wide open.
Here we have Gremmel takes a snap, and he runs it. Big hit in the backfield, however, by number 7, Isaac Abeyo.
Yeah, Isaac Abeyo is a force up there. You're going to hear his name called a lot tonight. He's very strong, physical, and he's also very fast off the edge. He's a very key player on that Royal defensive line.
Well, here we have 2 Millers being subbed out by number 10, Eddie Jenick. And Eddie Jenick, number 10, coming in here for the Millers on offense, is actually their starting middle linebacker, Tyler. So I think we can expect a run as he is lined up as the running back right now. That is
surely going to be physical. I can guarantee you that. Maybe a little bit for pass blocking.
He blocks. He does. That's a pass. That's a touchdown for your Millers. Number 13 on the reception. That is Wyatt Blades with a touchdown from Grant Gremmel. 6-0 Millers. 2:22 left to play.
And here's a replay that we'll show you. It was a great quick slant by the Noblesville receiver. And Gremmel just stands in there. A little bit of pressure, but he gets it off in a slant and really a perfect pass for the touchdown for the Millers.
Well, the extra point is good as well. Number 5, Jack Knight boots it through 7-0 Millers. And on that drive from this run-heavy Noblesville team, their aerial attack is quite successful. So Tyler trailing by 7 as this first quarter comes to an end. This Royals team has gone 3 and out twice. What do you like to see us do here to get some momentum on this drive?
Well, I think we've been a little bit predictable. We ran the ball both times on 1st and 10, got nothing, and either was unsuccessful on a pass on 2nd down. Then you got 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. You can't get behind the sticks. You got to make 3rd and manageables. You want it, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. That's manageable. 3rd and 10. If every drive you got 3rd and 10, it's going to be tough to sustain drives. And so the Royals need to get more in 3rd and manageable opportunities and then take advantage of it. That drive by the Millers, all their 3rd downs were fairly short. They were helped out by pass interference on their 3rd and long, which was a big penalty. But other than that, they were 3rd and manageables, and they just kind of moved right down the field. And usually the Royals are very good in the red zone, but right there they weren't too good, and they let up a touchdown. But it's a long game, and hopefully HSC can get something going on offense.
Well, here we have Knight. Wow, that is a booming kick into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, touchback.
Where Manny Daniels will take the touchback. That was quite the kick there, Tyler.
That was a great kick. That's what we usually see for Mitch Heavenstreet. It's an automatic touchback once the ball goes through or into the end zone, even if he catches it. So the Royals will be starting from the 20.
As we have the offense and defensive trot out onto the field, we are going to show you this Noblesville defensive team, this unit that has performed successfully tonight, most notably led by Eddie Jenick, the running back who came in there on the play, as well as Jacob Ham, the linebacker, and Kenja Jenkins, a defensive lineman.
Great block by Andrew Irick right there. He pulled. It was a pulling guard, and he hit the defensive end there and allowed Matt Harris to get the corner and gain for 11. That was a great job by number 77, Andrew Irick.
That was a great run, too, by Matt Harris once he got around the edge. A quick burst of speed propelled him down the field. Good run here as the offense. That's our first down on the first play of this drive. Let's keep it going. Sparks takes a snap. That's a handoff to Harris. A little bit of a hole. He's pounding forward for a gain of about 5.
Yeah, HSC's offense and Noblesville offense is a little bit similar in the way they kind of use their H-backs, or kind of what I said, fullback. 49 Nate Haas is the H-back for HSC, and he did a great job of pulling up through the hole and giving a lane for Matt Harris to get a gain of 5 there.
Here we have another handoff to Harris. Not much of a hole, taken down by many Millers in the backfield. But here we have a 3rd and manageable, like you said. What do you like to see from the offense here? I mean, as the entire playbook is really open.
Yeah, you can do anything, really. Probably it's going to be still a pass. It's 3rd and 5. You could do a draw play or a screen, kind of get them off guard. But probably going to still be a pass. But, this is a lot better than 3rd and 10, and they already at 2nd and 5. They don't get anything. They're at 3rd and 5. So it's really 3rd manageable and a great opportunity for the Royals to keep this drive alive.
Sparks here in the pistol. Rolling out. This will be a pass play. He has DeAndre Rhodes. He bobbled it a little bit, but that is a catch after the 50-yard line. Gain of about 9. That is a first down.
That was close. I thought he was going to drop it there for a second, but good job by DeAndre securing the catch and getting the first down there.
Well, now the Royals, for the first time this evening, in Noblesville territory at their 49-yard line.
It must be that Sparks is more accurate or better when he's rolling out, because it seems like they roll him out a lot rather than have him stand in the pocket.
Right here he continues. He holds on to the ball. He's rolling out. He's going to scramble out at the Millers 41-yard line. That was a good gain there for about 6 yards. And what's interesting about that run there, Tyler, is that Cody Sparks has been dealing a knee injury for the last couple of weeks. His mobility and his comfortability in the pocket has definitely been questioned recently by fans and by coaches. But that was a great athletic play from a player who, we think might be dealing with an injury.
Hey, his knee looked good there, and a little bit of a burst of speed, and picked up 5.
Well, here we have Boysen trying to get it to the outside. He slips through a few tackles, continues to pound those legs. That will be a first down.
Knocked him down a little late there, but Boysen, good run, just a jet sweep. A lot of times they'll either hand it off to Boysen or they'll fake it and hand it off to Matt Harris. And so you're going to see a lot of jet action sweep by Boysen tonight.
Well, here we have Harris. Ooh, he ran over a defender. That's only about a gain of 4, but that was a hard-nosed running play.
We're coming to the end of the quarter here, about 30 seconds. The Royals do not have to run another play if they do not want to, but a great run there by Matt Harris. Wasn't the greatest hole, and he just knocked over a defender to get 3 or 4 yards, and, that's what you got to do. 3 times 4 is, 12. If you go for it on 4th down, you're going to get 9 yards the first 3 plays if you just run like that. And if you run it again for 3 yards every play, you're going to get a first down every time. So, 3 yards, we'll take it.
Well, the offense lined up like they're going to call play. But here the clock ticks down to 0s. That is the end of the first quarter. The Noblesville Millers 7, your HSC Royals have 0. We'll be back with you shortly on Southeastern Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Southeastern Sports Network.
Uh-oh.
And the Wildcat on the first play of the second quarter. Matt Harris has to corral an errant snap, making it a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that snap was just a little bit high for Matt Harris to get, and I think he was a little bit distracted by Boysen coming across his face. It looked like it was going to be a fake to Boysen, and Matt Harris would run up the middle. But the snap was just a little bit high, and it caused Royals to lose 1. So.
Well, here we have a 3rd and long. Sparks in the pistol with 4 receivers here on the field alongside him.
Some defense chants going on here at Noblesville. This crowd's getting into it.
Sparks rolls out to Jackson Lance. He catches it, but foot stepped out of bounds immediately. That's only about a gain of 6. So it was a complete pass. However, that pass was fairly short of the 3rd down markers. They must have been expecting either a long run after a catch or expecting to set up a 4th down try.
Yeah, they're just trying to get a few yards to kind of get it to 4th and manageable and then decide what they're going to do. Jackson Lance made a great catch on the sideline and unfortunately stepped out, or so he would have had a few more yards to get there after the catch.
And now here we have 4th and 6 for the Royals. Sparks rolls out on the run again. That's a high catch, but that's a great catch made there by number 81, Landon Morris. What a play there for the Royals.
Yeah, Landon's a sophomore, and he's shown great potential when he's gotten in there and given an opportunity. He's done a great job, and great throw by Sparks. They're on the move again, rolling them out, and he must be more accurate or must like rolling out more because they've done a lot more than that than traditional pocket passing.
Well, here we have the offense. 1st and 10 at the Miller 25-yard line. Definitely have put together a good drive here. That's a handoff there, and around to Boysen. Tackled for a short game by a few Millers there. And here's, we have the offense rolling. We're going to show you the starting lineup for this HSC Royals offense, led by junior quarterback Cody Sparks and senior running back Matt Harris. Hopefully we'll get a chance to show you some of those names later. But here we have Harris running the ball hard.
Great run. Great job by Harris knocking over someone. That is just a great hard running. And that's what you really like to see. And great blocking by the offensive line. They gave him a hole. Really, he only has to beat the linebacker, and he just ran completely over him and gained up 4 yards.
That was indeed very hard running from Harris. Put his nose down and put someone into the ground. 3rd and manageable. Sparks pitches it out to Harris. A few blockers, but not many and not enough to get the first. That'll be another 4th down for the Royals.
Yeah, first Harris made a guy miss and tried to get a couple yards, and he got about 1.5 yards. It will bring up about 4th and 3 for the Royals, and looks like they are bringing out the field goal unit and Mitch Heavenstreet. Let's see if he can put the Royals on the board.
Well, Heavenstreet has been a great kicker for the Royals this season. He is in charge of both the field goals and the punting for this team, and here we have about a 34-yard kick for Heavenstreet. Low to the left. That is no good.
Yeah, tough kick there. It looked a little odd coming out of when he first kicked it. And sure enough, he missed it wide left, and I think it was a little bit low, too. So, tough kick, but the good thing about it is the Millers really don't have great field position. I mean, they're starting at the 20, so average, but they're not. It's not like a long kick where they're going to be getting at the 40 or anything like that.
Well, something that ought to be noted, Tyler, is that Mitchell Heavenstreet, not only one of the best players on this Royals team, but one of the most consistent as well all season. His leg has been invaluable for this Royals team, and tonight, a few bad punts and then an errant field goal. Not a great start. Hopefully, he'll be able to just hang tough and continue to kick him straight and kick him far for the Royals. As there's a low snap for Gremmel, swallowed up by Craig Kunkelman. If you make a mistake in the backfield, he is going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, he sure will. Great penetration by all the Royal defensive linemen. They got in there. It was a low snap, so the play took a little bit longer to develop, but it really wouldn't have mattered because the Royals were going to stop him in the backfield either way. And a great job by the Royal D-line getting some penetration.
That is going to be a 2nd and long for this Miller's offense. Here we have, once again, the ISO. Grant Gremmel in the backfield for the Millers, awaiting the snap in the pistol formation. Play fake. He's scrambling. Throws one deep, but no Noblesville receiver there able to make the play.
Yeah, the Royals stacked 7 in the box there. It looked like they were expecting a run. It was a play-action pass, and there was some good pressure there by the Royals that kind of caused to throw it out of bounds. That's what I would have guessed he was doing because there's really no receiver in the area. But really no harm, no foul. Bring up 3rd and 11 for the Millers, and hopefully this defense can get off the field with a stop because they need one, and hopefully get the offense back on the field and get a drive like the last one, but just finish it with a score.
Well, here we have Gremmel in the spread formation, 3 receivers, play action pass. He is going to throw it, and that's a screen there. Good yardage there on the reception from Luke Blevins, but stopped short. We would have to expect that this Miller's punt team is going to come out onto the field as they are. And something interesting about this punt team is that the Miller punter, as mentioned to me by senior linebacker Tony Cassiri, this Miller punter is one of the fastest players on the team, and he is very able to scramble with the punt if he sees an opening for him down the field. So we might
watch out for a rollout punt here. That's exactly what he does. What they like to do on a rollout is if there's an opening, he'll just take it and run it as a fake. But if there's people there, he's just going to punt it away.
Well, that was a great punt, and that was a great special teams play on the other side of the ball. But number 10, that is Eddie Jenick. Great play there. And that is the style of punts that we're starting to see more often in football. We see it a lot in college. We see it a lot in the NFL. The Australian-style kick, if you will, a rugby-style kick.
A rugby punt, yeah.
Where they roll out and boot one deep. That was a great kick there, but also a great play and great hands from Anthony Eggers to corral that. It seemed as though he had a little bit of trouble spotting it in the air. He was able to bring it in. Here we have Sparks rolling. Oh, wow. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was just, he just threw it late. I mean, the timing was just off a little bit, and that Noblesville Miller cornerbacks are starting to realize that these wide receivers aren't going very deep. There's been a lot of 5, short yardage routes, and they're starting to jump them, and that one was close to an interception and then taken to the house. So Cody's got to be a little more careful and have a little bit better play timing with his receivers to throw the ball on time so that doesn't happen.
Something interesting about these rollout passes, Tyler, is that they do take some time to progress, and in that time it takes for the play to develop, the defense can recognize it. Here's Harris, hard run, breaks a few tackles. Oh my, he runs over about 4 defenders there. That is a first down and a great run from Matt Harris.
Yeah, that was all Matt Harris there. The line, did an okay job, but it really, wasn't a huge running lane. Just a great job by Matt Harris running over people.
Well, they're going to give it back to him. He breaks through those arm tackles at the defensive line at the line of scrimmage, powers forward for a gain of about 3. And we talked, Tyler, my apology. We said that this Noblesville team is gritty. They put guys in the box. And, we expected that our offensive linemen would have to be up to that challenge and be willing to be just as tough. But Matt Harris has been the one, rather, to respond with his physicality and his intensity. We've seen him break numerous tackles tonight. We're only halfway through this second quarter.
You got a face mask penalty here on Noblesville, which is going to add another 15 yards and a first down for the Royals. So that's and the Noblesville coach, let's just say, is not happy about it whatsoever. He is right in the ref's ear, screaming and probably saying some things that we can't repeat. But yeah, he's not happy. But great job. It's a great thing for the Royals, and they're now on the Noblesville part of the field.
Well, here we have a play-action pass to H-back Nate Haas. Swallowed up there. That was a great open field tackle for the Millers. 2nd and long.
Yeah, Noblesville was not confused there. What they did was fake Nate the ball, and then he just rolled out into the flat. They were hoping that they would follow Matt Harris, who they also faked it to. And instead, they kind of just followed Nate, and there's 3 guys on him right as soon as he caught the ball, and a loss of 1. So the Royals are behind the chains at 2nd and 11. So they need to get some yardage here to make it more of a 3rd and manageable.
we have Sparks. Pitches it out to Harris. There's a few blockers. Oh, boy. He is breaking tackles. He is a man on a mission. That's a nasty run, and that is a first down.
Yeah, they love doing those toss plays into the boundary where they pull a guard. And by the meaning of the boundary, it's like the narrow side of the field, which sometimes you do it to the wide side, but then the defense thinks you're going to go to that side because it's wider and it's easier for an outside run. If they do it to the narrow side, pull a guard, and there's less people to block over there because it's on the narrow side of the field. And Matt Harris continues to do a great job of running through people, arm tackles, and gets the first down for the Royals.
Matt Harris definitely has been a hard runner tonight. Here we have Sparks. That's going to be a deep pass. He's got a receiver, overthrows him.
It's an interception. He caught it.
That's
they're going to talk. Yeah, touchback, interception.
Wow, you can hear the crowd volume. They are loud. They are proud here tonight in Noblesville. Gosh, another great drive, good start, but a tough pass there. And we have to commend the defender there. That was a great interception, keeping the feet in bounds and making a great catch there, with the wide receiver draped all over him.
Yeah, Sparks, he had single-man coverage, but the defender was in great position, and it looked like the defender was running the pass route instead of the wide receiver, and the wide receiver turned to the defender and was literally all over him. If he didn't catch it, I'm not so sure that they wouldn't have called offensive pass interference, because, he was all over him, and, he caught it. Great play by the defender, and the Millers got it at the 20.
Well, here we have Gremmel. He's taking a shot now. Ooh, there's a flag in the backfield, broken up there, 21. Clayton Toner, the crowd is upset, looking for a pass interference.
I agree with them. I don't know. It sure looked like the guy was all over him, but we're a little bit further away than the ref is, so we'll go with what he says. And but yeah, it looked like pass interference, but maybe he timed it right. But you do have a penalty in the backfield, and it is a hold against the Millers, so that will back him up a few yards.
Yeah, Gremmel had plenty of time there, probably due to the holding call on the Millers, but great coverage by our defenders in the secondary caused Gremmel to hold on to the ball just a bit too long. And even if that was questionable non-call for pass interference, that was a tough pass and a tough route. Great coverage overall by our secondary.
Yeah, they were in great position.
Well, here we have Gremmel in the shotgun formation. He takes the snap, dropping back. It's another pass. Short hitch route there, complete. A few Royal defenders. And as the lights start to get dimmer on the field, it's harder to read those numbers. But that was 21. Clayton Toner on the tackle there. So here we have, is that a 2nd and 14?
Yeah, they're behind the sticks.
For the Millers.
Yep, they're behind the sticks, and so the Royals really just need to be solid here and get off the field. You got 2 downs to pick up 14 yards. They'll probably try to do something manageable to get into more of an easier 3rd down. That's
a great pass rush, and that's a sack. There was a few Royals there, but it was Craig Kunkelman who was able to bring him down. And it was Evan Lance who made the first contact, but there is a flag on the field. We'll be interested to see what the call is. Right there. What was interesting about that blitz, that is a holding on the Millers. Are we going to accept here, Tyler? That's the interesting call.
I wouldn't, because he got a sack and he lost 7 yards, and even if you accept the holding, it's going to be half the distance, and they would get a down pack. So I wouldn't imagine they would accept it. Coach Morris, he declined it. He's a smart coach, so he did not accept that. And great job by the Royals. They had 2 or 3 opportunities to get a sack there and were held. That's just overpowering and kind of just a great job.
Well, here it's a 3rd and 24. It seems like 3rd and forever. Gremmel going to have to take a shot, and he does. And he hardly gets it back to the original first down sticks where the line of scrimmage would have been. That's a great defensive possession. You cause this Noblesville team to go back 14 yards. And, unless their punter is able to kick a good one here, we expect to have the ball in Noblesville territory.
Yeah, they better hope for a good snap here. You're in the end zone, so really any kind of mistake is going to be really tough to correct. A bad snap could be lethal here, and they could score. So watch for punt block opportunity, too, for the Royals.
That's Knight who boots one away.
Good punt.
God, he has a leg. That's a great catch from Eggers, but an even better open field tackle. It looked like he had some room to run, but tripped up there by the Millers.
Yeah, that was the second time, but they had not only a great punt, but great punt coverage. Eggers has not really had anywhere to go.
Well, here, as this Royals offense trots onto the field, let's go ahead and get a better look at this starting lineup. Some key players that we've already mentioned tonight have been quarterback Cody Sparks, running back Matt Harris, receivers Jackson Lance and Landon Morris. But H-back Nate Haas has done a great job as well. As Sparks rolls out, throws it down the field, and an incomplete pass. I think the intended receiver was Jackson Lance. Tough.
Round. I don't know where he was throwing there. Obviously a miscommunication, but yeah, Jackson Lance did an out route, and he's thrown it into the middle of the field. So obviously either Cody was confused or Jackson was confused. They obviously weren't on the same page, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Royals.
Well, here, Sparks in the pistol formation awaiting the snap. That's a pitch out to Harris. There's a good block there on the edge, but well read this time by the Noblesville defenders. It's going to be a 3rd and long.
Yeah, there was that pitch into the boundary again. Another Irick pulled once again into the boundary, try to block someone. This time the Millers were a little bit more prepared for it and weren't faked out or were ready for it a little bit more than last time. And so brings up about a 3rd and 8.
Well, here, it's a run to Harris. He's driving defenders forward, but it's not going to be much more than a gain of about 3. Make that a 4th and 5 on the Miller 42-yard line.
Well, it just shows how much they love Matt Harris when they're running the ball at 3rd and 8 because, I mean, they really trust him and think that he's going to get a lot of yards, possibly get a 1st down or bring it to more of a 4th and manageable.
I think HSE will indeed go for it here.
Oh, he got a false start. Yeah.
Well, that's a self-inflicted wound there.
Landon Morris moved a little bit early. You had the motion by Boysen coming across, and he just moved a little bit early. And unfortunately, looks like now the Royals are going to punt the ball. And let's see if Heaven Street can get off a good punt here and pin them deep.
Well, we need it. Not very much momentum going for the Royals. Gets a snap. Oh, wow. Gets a snap down. That's a good kick, though. Fair caught at about the 13-yard line for the Millers. So, as we predicted for this Noblesville team, we expected their defense to come out strong. And while our offense has been able to get some yards together, get some drives together, no points are on the board. So, as our team trails here by 7, what has to change, either going into the half or especially after the half, for this team to, make some damage against this Millers team?
Well, the first thing is they absolutely need to get a stop here. They can't let up any more points and be down 14 points, 2 scores at the half. That would be tough, especially against this defense and the way their offense is going. But I think they just need to keep running the ball. I mean, they've moved the ball well. They just got to finish drives. They got to be better in the red zone. Cody Sparks has got to be more accurate, and they got to be on the same page. We've seen a couple times tonight where the quarterback and receiver haven't been on the same page, and it's abrupted their drives and it's halted them. They really need to improve with their passing game, because the running game's going great. Matt Harris is doing a great job running the ball, but the passing game specifically has got to be better, and especially in the red zone.
Well, there on the tackle, a few Royals. That was Evan Lance and Tony Kasiri to stop the runner, Blevins, for a gain of only 1. That's a pitch out to Blevins. Good blocking down the field. That's going to be cornerback Clayton Toner to make the tackle. That'll be a 1st down for the Millers.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if the Royals can get a stop here, they can get the ball back to their offense and give them a 2-minute type situation. But obviously didn't happen. The Millers get a 1st down, and now they get a chance to go down the field and try to get some points. This is a really important drive for this Royal defense. They cannot let up points here. Down 2 scores against the Millers defense is going to be tough in the second half, especially when your offense has been okay, I would say, at best.
Well, here it is, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Whistle on the field. That'll be a timeout for the Millers. Maybe their coach, first-year coach Justin Roden, wants to draw something up and, like you said, do what the Royals have to prevent, which is go up by 2 scores going in to the second half.
Yeah, that play clock was running down a little bit too. Maybe they weren't liking what they were seeing by the Royal defense there. Didn't like their matchups. But this is also important for the Noblesville Millers. They can go up 2 scores. I mean, it would be great for them, going into the second half, and they'd have all the momentum on their senior night. With a pretty big crowd here. They've been a little rowdy tonight, been cheering loudly. So this is a big drive for them, as it is for the Royals. That timeout, though, might come back to haunt them, though, if they get down, we only got 1:22 left. I mean, they got to go 70 yards to score a touchdown and about 40 to 50 yards to kick a field goal. So they don't have tons of time, and burning the timeout could come back to hurt them.
Gremmel snaps. That's an end around there. Good run there from number 17 for the Millers. That is Jaden Barrett, a wide receiver who had a big catch earlier in this game.
Looks like a timeout by the Royals here, so maybe they're trying to think that they might get the ball back, and if they can stop them. It looked like for a second that the running back was going to pass the ball. Maybe that was just the way he was holding it, but I mean the receivers were all downfield, and it looked like they were trying to block, but that running back had a weird kind of hold on the ball as he was running around the edge.
Well, with 1 minute and 14 seconds left, the ball at the Miller 25-yard line. It'd be interesting to see if either team tries to put some strategy together and try to get the ball back and score. Vice versa on the other side of the coin, if the Millers try to work the ball down the field. We've seen this aerial attack be incredibly effective for this Millers team, who is not known as a passing offense. So I'll be interested to see if that's what they turn to here as Gremmel lines up with a halfback behind him in the pistol formation. Takes a snap. It is a draw.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's got some room to run. That's Luke Blevins down the field for a big run. The Royals defense was not prepared at all for that one.
Well, the Royals blitz, they were rolling the dice there trying to get him in the backfield. They just missed a tackle, and when you blitz your linebackers and he gets through the front line, there's really no one there except for the DBs, and he gets 12 yards before anyone touched him. So great run by the Millers, but the Royals, really had him in the backfield. All you got to do is make a tackle, wrap up, and they blitzed and they kind of rolled the dice, but it unfortunately did not pay off. And now the Millers, with about 1 minute and 7 seconds left, have the ball on their own 47-yard line.
Well, here we have quarterback Gremmel in the shotgun. He is going to take a shot down the field. That's a quick curl route. Tackle on the play by Jake Houston. That's going to be a gain of about 7.
Yeah, they're just methodically moving their way down the field, and they haven't used much clock. So far, this has been a great drive for the Millers.
Now inside Royals territory. They're sitting 2nd and 4 at the Royal 46-yard line. They're going once again in the shotgun formation. No H-back in right here. Gremmel is going to pass the ball. Ooh, there was a blitz. He's able to escape it. Rolling, he passes. Ooh, dangerous throw. Could have been intercepted, but broken up by number 1, Manny Daniels, an incredible athlete in the secondary for the Royals.
Wow, that was just went from bad to almost catastrophic there for the Millers. Should have been a sack in the backfield by Abeo. Once again, you just got to wrap up. You got to make that tackle. And then Manny Daniels had a really good opportunity for a pick because it was underthrown, and it was thrown way late because the quarterback was disrupted by the pass rush by Abeo. So it was close to being really bad for the Millers, but it's still 3rd down, and they got an opportunity to keep going on this drive.
Well, 3rd and 4 the 46. Gremmel in the shotgun formation takes a snap, throws one out to a wide receiver. That's Jaden Barrett. That's a 1st down. This drive continues as the clock stops.
Great blocking by the Millers wide receivers there. They really got the DBs back and pushed DBs back 5 yards. and it was just great blocking. It was really just a quick, almost like a screen, a bubble screen, and it was just a quick throw, get it out. The Royals were packing the box, maybe looking for a run, or maybe they were blitzing, trying to get pressure on the quarterback. Quick throw out to the flat, and just a great job of moving up the field.
Well, here we had, in that previous play, Grandma spiked the ball. The clock stops as the chains move after a first down, but resumes once both teams get lined up. But after that spike, there are no worries about the clock for this Noblesville team as they're able to take their time, regroup themselves, and get prepared to take a shot down the field.
Noblesville still has 2 timeouts, so they really didn't play.
Ooh, great blitz there. Number 36, outside linebacker, Anthony Eggers. That is a sack, and that is going to force the Millers' hand as they call a timeout.
Actually, it was the Royals that called a timeout there. Coach Morris is still trying to get the ball back with some time. Great blitz and great call by the defensive coordinator and by Coach Morris to bring Eggers off the edge. And great job by Eggers getting there and actually wrapping up for a sack. Something that we really haven't seen tonight. They've been there, but haven't really been able to wrap up and finish the play. Great job by Eggers, and it brings up about 3rd and a mile. So hopefully the Royals get a stop here and get the ball back with some time and see what Cody can do with it.
Now, senior linebacker Anthony Eggers, we've talked about him as a key player, but haven't really keyed in on him. And he is one of the most vocal leaders for this Royals team on the field. But he is an incredible athlete and an incredible player as well. For a long time, he was tied for the lead in tackles in this Hoosier Crossroad Conference. And with that sack there, he's able to not only demonstrate his ability to wrap up and bring guys down, but his just unteachable athleticism to come off the edge, to get there as quick as he did and make that tough hit. As we have Gremmel now, 3rd and incredibly long handoff. There's a little bit of a miscommunication with who had the ball, but I think that was the quarterback, Gremmel, who kept the ball.
Gremmel, yeah.
So a little bit of movement there in the backfield. He was the one who held on to it. That's going to make this a 4th down. The Royals did indeed call their timeout. We plan, obviously dependent on a Noblesville punt to get the ball back and try to get something going in this half.
I honestly think he might just be trying to go out on a punt block or a punt return here because, if it's a successful punt, you pin him deep, you got no timeouts with 31 seconds in high school football. You're probably not going to be able to do a lot with it from that far back, especially with the way the Royals offensively have been able to pass the ball tonight. It's not been that effective. So I think he might be trying to go all out on a punt block here or a punt return and see what he can get. But still great clock management by Coach Morris, giving them an opportunity to make something happen or have something, drastic happen that will make a big impact in this game. And let's see what they want to do here.
Or, as it appears the Noblesville offense is going to do.
Watch out for that pooch punt again.
Yeah, exactly. Unless there's a pooch punt, you could. I mean, I just don't see any benefit here of going for it because if you don't get it, the Royals, rather, have good field position to try to get some points on the board. So we're looking here for a pooch punt or trying to get the defense to jump.
Yeah, he's trying to get him to jump right now. He might take the play clock down to 0 to back him up. Oh, he's going to call a timeout. So now you'll probably see the punt unit, or maybe they'll do the pooch punt again. But that was just really trying to get the Royals jump, and then they also, the Royals came out in their defense because the Noblesville Millers brought out their offense, so you can't really line up in a punt return because then they can it could be an easy conversion, an easy throw because you're not going to be matched up correctly. So they might bring that offense back out there again, make the Royals put out their defense, and then pooch punt it and pin the Royals deep.
Well, here for the Royals, I believe they're bringing out that defensive team. That doesn't appear to be the punt coverage.
And looks like I see they're bringing out the Noblesville. Looks like they're bringing out the punter, but you got to remember, he's quick, he's fast. Watch out for a fake and look for that rugby style kick. And it looks like Eggers is going back to receive.
So this defensive formation turned into a special teams formation pretty quickly, anticipating a punt but prepared for the fake.
Here comes that rugby style kick and another good punt.
Oh, man. Eggers Wow, the fact that he was able to corral that despite the contact from the punt coverage team was pivotal, because if he muffs that punt, these Millers are going up 2 scores as we enter the second half.
Well, I don't know why he didn't call a fair catch. I mean, the guy was right there. You know, he's lucky that he was just a tad later. He could have hit him right as he caught the ball. But possibly a fair catch would have been a little bit smarter of a decision there. But whatever the case, he catches the ball, and really there's no difference between a fair catch and where he got, because he didn't gain any yards. So here comes Cody.
Here comes the Royals. Here comes Cody dropping back to pass. He's got guys running down the field. Throws it to Jackson Lance. He was near that sideline. He stayed inbounds, but is able to catch the ball and work it out of bounds. That's going to be right at the markers. Clock is.
Now it's gotten the refs waving it to wind the clock. So that might have been a little bit of a malfunction, because the clock should have continued to run, because he didn't get a first down and he didn't get out of bounds.
Didn't get out of bounds.
So they might readjust the clock here.
Almost gives the Royals team a chance. They need to be ready and lined up, because once the refs blow the whistle, this clock will start, and these seconds are valuable. Here comes the clock. Here comes Sparks. 10 seconds left. He takes the snap, winding up for a deep pass. Throws it in the backfield to Harris. Wrestled down there. Not much at all. The tackler, that's number 10, Eddie Jenick.
The clock is once again, so I guess he got a first down. That's why it stopped.
Well, this is Spike. We've got one more play and just about 76 yards to try to get into the end zone.
I'm confused, a little bit confused by what they're trying to do here. I guess throw a Hail Mary, but you know, I would be shocked if Sparks got remotely close to the end zone, unless there's something that I don't know. But
my best guess is that it's either going to be a draw or a screen pass to Matt Harris. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. See if you can make some guys miss.
You're exactly right.
There's a draw.
He went nowhere, though. Yeah,
Stopped
I was expecting that, so you know, it was nothing really was going to happen there. But all in all, an okay half by the Royals. You know, they're down 7. Offensively needed to improve, but the defense held strong other than that one score. It should bring a great second half.
Well, you're exactly right. We're only trailing by 7, but that first half felt like it was all Millers. Great defensive outing for both teams. We need this Royals offense to get something going as we enter into the second half. As we've mentioned, tonight is Noblesville senior night, so we are expecting a longer halftime than usual. We're going to keep our camera tailored out. We're going to keep our camera positioned out onto the field. We're going to allow you guys at home to watch a little bit of these halftime festivities, but we will be coming back for some brief halftime analysis before we get underway with our second half. I'm Sam Houston, accompanied by Tyler Groves, back with you next on Southeastern Sports Network.
Walter, accompanied by her parents Jim Walter and Chris Walter. And Cassie Waddell, accompanied by her mother Nicole LeBaron and sister Morgan Waddell. Her father Rob Waddell is also recognized for student here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to our two-time state champion, Noblesville Senior Cheerleaders and their families. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our Noblesville Miller Marching Band. Joining in the festivities are Eric Thornberry, Bethany Robinson, and Alex Kennedy. Yamut Misa. Here comes Yamut. And he's put his parents around and Yamut Misa. Lauren Judd. And parents Emily Cross and Nancy. Evan Foley. And parents Dan and Marcy Foley. Dick Gerber and parents Wally and Andrew. Jackson Gorsuch and parents Warren and Jonathan Gorsuch. Marissa Hilker and parents Karen Hilker and David Hilker. Fran Hall and parents Shelley and Bobby Hall. Connor Hunter and parents Brian and Shelley. Samantha Jensen and parents Henry and Evelyn Jensen. Caitlin Jones and parents Robert and Amy Jones. Joshua Kozicki and parents Jeff and Julia Kozicki. Caitlin Martin and parents Candy Martin and Blake Martin. Evan Minerding and parents Tyler and Christy Minerding. Miranda Perkins and parents Rick and Linda Perkins. Alyssa Petrula and parents Julie and Chris Petrula. Krista Raymond and parents Sue Raymond. Philip Reiser and parents June and Brooke Reiser. Michaela Smith and parents Benita and Michael Smith. Martha Smith and parents Shelby Smith. Tammy Smith and parents Joe and Christy Smith. Aaron Thornberry and parents Eric Thornberry and Tammy Thornberry. Lily Joe Wassman and parents Pauline and Dave Wassman. Kristen Wentz and parents Don and Brian Wentz. Trevor Zazak and parents Zach and Amy Zazak. continue with our senior recognition. Next up, we have the girls cross country team joining in tonight with head coach Dennis Steely. And hey fans, last week they were your 2018 Hoosier CrossFit Conference champions. Let's meet the seniors. Grace Briscoe, joined by parents Michael and Stacy Briscoe. Olivia Long, escorted by parents Tracy Long. Hannah Kate, escorted by parents Ryan and Christy Kate. Leah Roundabush, escorted by parents Brandon and Shannon Roundabush. Rachel Reed, escorted by parents Ryan and Jennifer Reed. Jalen Caston Smith, escorted by Jeff and Shannon Caston Smith. And Audrey Neal, escorted by her mother, Kelly Neal. And Maria Anderson, escorted by Monica and Robert Anderson. Isabel Levengood, escorted by Christina Levengood. Ashley DeLong, escorted by Wayne and Jennifer DeLong. Noblesville fans, the seniors making up our girls cross country team. And now let's meet the senior members of our boys cross country program. Joining in the festivities, head coach Kim Grant, Justin Amberdy, escorted by Melinda and Mark Amberdy. Jace Cabrera, escorted by Michelle and Dr. Casey Cabrera. Rio Donnelly, escorted by Dr. Denise and Dennis Donnelly. Nick Dombrowski, escorted by Meg and Frank Dombrowski. Blake Gipkis, escorted by Lisa and Devin Gipkis. Patrick Simpson, escorted by Susie Simpson and Rick Stover. Dwayne Dyson, escorted by family members. And now, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to our senior members of the boys cross country team. And we continue with our three senior members and parents of our volleyball team. Their head coach is Steve Hawthorne. Brayton Caswell and mom and dad Terry and Scott Lindenberg. Eric Denver and her parents Janet and Randy Denver. And Kayla Thompson and mom and dad Sydney and Kevin Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, senior members of your Noblesville Lady Miller Volleyball program. And we're not done yet. We're going to wind up halftime with a little entertainment band. Please welcome to the field your Miller Girls Dance Band. Come on, ladies. Let's welcome your Miller girls dance team.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here tonight at Noblesville High School. I am Sam Huston with Southeastern Sports Network as we are watching this Miller's dance team out for the halftime performance. It has been a long halftime as we're honoring seniors tonight on senior night here at Noblesville High School. It has been a tough first half. The score of this game right now is the Millers 7 and the Royals 0. As we anticipated, this has been a strong defensive matchup. The only score coming early in the first quarter. As you're seeing here, it was a quick pass actually from Grant Gremmel into the end zone for the touchdown there for the Millers. So now, after that point, the defenses held tough. No points in the second quarter. As I mentioned, the score currently sits at 7-0. So Tyler, as we're heading into the second half, let's go back and address your three keys of the game for the Royals, the three things you wanted to see the Royals do to get the victory tonight. So let's address your first key, see how they're doing, and that was to establish a run game with Matt Harris.
Well, Sam, I think they've done a great job establishing a run game with Matt Harris. The problem is they haven't been able to pass the ball. You only can do so much running the ball with Matt. He's done a great job. He's run over people, and they've gained yards between the 20s. They've moved the ball. They've struggled in the red zone. They had that costly turnover by Cody and the interception for a touchback. But they've done a great job establishing the run. Now you got to see Cody start throwing the ball, because really when you establish the run, the passing game is going to be more open, quicker throws, easier throws, and Cody's got to make them.
So the second key you brought up was more on the defensive side of the ball for the Royals, and you said that you would have liked to see the Royals stop this Noblesville run game. What have you seen?
I think they've done a pretty good job, but kind of like the offense where they've kind of had a bad part of the other side of it is they haven't really done a great job of stopping the pass. And the Noblesville offense has been able to pass the ball pretty efficiently, and they've had a few runs in there that have been pretty good. But for the most part, the Royals have stopped the run. They just got to improve on their pass defense.
And lastly, talking about your third key for the Royals, was to match the intensity of this Noblesville football team. We talked about it, and we have seen it. This Noblesville team plays tough. They play hard. They play gritty. How has this Royals team responded at an away game in a tough rivalry HCC matchup?
I think they started a little bit slow. They had the 3-and-out, and they let up a touchdown. But I think they responded well. I think the intensity's been there, but the execution necessarily hasn't been. So he's got to do a little bit of job executing, keep that intensity high, and try to spoil senior night here in Noblesville.
So lastly, we just addressed those three keys. We clearly have to see that this Royals team, although the defense is holding tough, we need something to happen on offense. Who is your X factor for this second half that's going to be the difference maker for this Royals team to come away victorious?
I'm going to take the easy way out. I'm going to say Cody Sparks, because truly, to have the passing game work, you have to have an effective and an accurate quarterback. And in the first half, Cody really wasn't effective, and he really wasn't. I mean, he had some accurate throws, but there were some times where he's on the wrong page. And he's got to do a better job in the second half, and I think he will. But it will be interesting to see what he can do.
So this Royals team trailing 7-0. Although the first half seemed to be all Millers, we are not quite out of it. We are excited to bring you a second half of football here at Noblesville High School, coming to you live on Southeastern Sports Network. Back with you soon.
Automatically minus 50% off right here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to bring you a second half of a tough football match between the Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Noblesville Millers, as the Millers await this second half kickoff. And it's crazy to think this, but this is the first time the Royals are kicking the ball off to the Millers tonight, Tyler.
Well, you got to score to kick the ball off, and they haven't done that yet. And so, other than if you don't score, you only kick it off once a game. And hopefully, this isn't their one time or their only time. Hopefully, see it a couple more times here in the second half. But hopefully, we can get a good kick here by Hebben Street and a good start by the defense.
Well, Hebben Street, as noted in that first half, struggled a little bit, but he is a great player and he is a resilient player. I'm excited to see him boot this one down the field and get this second half of play underway with a squib kick. Surprising call from the special teams coaches, but not much of a return there for the Millers. They're going to get this one at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes you do the squib kick if you're thinking that you're worried about the returner, or maybe the kicker is some kind of injury of some sort that we don't know about. But yeah, it's a little interesting to see that. But maybe they were hoping for some kind of crazy play or some kind of opportunity. But they do limit the return. The bad side is that they kind of give up pretty good field position. But let's see if the defense can get a stop and get the Royals offense the ball back.
Well, here we have the quarterback, senior Grant Gremmel, hand the ball off to senior Blevins. A few Royals there. Oh, he breaks the tackles. He's going down the field. One man to beat. He does. That is a touchdown for the Millers.
Wow.
20 seconds into this half. They're leading 13-0. Let's take another look at this.
I'll be honest, I lost Blevins. I thought he was going to be tackled for a gain of 1, 2, and all of a sudden you see him pop out of nowhere, and he takes it all the way to the end zone. A great cut here to beat the defender and into the end zone, and a great start for Noblesville and a really tough start for the Royals. You got to make tackles, you got to wrap up, and they just didn't do that there, but a great run from Blevins.
Well, that is incredibly demoralizing. A tough way to start the second half of a tough football game. What a run. 65 yards for senior Luke Blevins. Not what you like to see from the Royals, but you can feel the excitement and the energy here at Beaver Materials Stadium, newly named here as Beaver Materials now sponsors the Noblesville Millers. And the crowd in the student section are on fire.
Yeah, this is not the way Coach Morris wanted to start the second half. He cannot be happy with this defense. It's just really it's a tough way to start. Now the offense puts even more pressure on them to get something going and really try to sustain a drive and get the ball in the end zone. You can't kick field goals at this point. You're down 14. You got to get touchdowns, get yourself back in the game, and try to make a little headway here.
Well, just like that, the Royals now ready to return. We've seen 2 kickoffs in 20 seconds, and this kicker for the Millers, Jack Knight, has a boomstick on him. He has booted a few punts down the field. He has booted his kickoffs deep into the end zone. That is great for the brand.
He also got a great name, too. I mean, that's a really cool name. Jack Knight, I think that's a great name.
Well, Manny
Daniels,
Jackknife, he takes it. He is unable to break a tackle. He's out to the 22-yard line. Here we have this Royals offense and your X Factor, Tyler, Cody Sparks, heading onto the field.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. He's really got to get something going. Obviously, continue the run game with Matt Harris because that's working, and I think that should be there. The Noblesville is probably going to pack the box a little bit more than they did in the first half because they haven't seen really Cody do anything to make them feel threatened. So let's see if Cody can do something to get something going here for the Royals.
Cody Sparks in the pistol. Takes a snap. That's a handoff to Harris. He bounces outside. He's got room to run. A little bit of a hole there. Good ball carrier vision. A good cut from Harris. It's a gain of about 7. So Matt Harris is a undeniably dominant presence all out on that field. This season so far, he has over 700 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns, but he has yet to put one in the end zone tonight.
Yeah, he really is. If it wasn't for him, this offense would probably really struggle because he makes everyone look better than maybe what they are. Because a lot of times there are holes there, and he exploits them, and he gets a lot more yards that really traditionally a running back would get. He has great vision. He runs hard. He's got some quickness too. I mean, he's really an all-around back, and that's something that is really good for the Royals.
Well, now a 3rd and short after a short run from Harris. I hand it off again. There's a hole, and he's got it. That is a first down short run there from Matt Harris.
Boy, it's getting a little chippy over there.
Oh, yeah, Nate Hawes, the sophomore, getting into it a little bit with the Noblesville defenders. And not only is it getting chippy out in the field, but it's getting chippy with these 2 student sections. Noblesville fans taunting the HSE students as well as taunting the football players out on the field. And Sparks with the spread formation. Takes a snap, rolling again. He's going to Lance. Ooh, no, he checked it down short. That is a completion to Landon Morris, sophomore receiver.
Yeah, that's Morris' 2nd catch of the night. He's done a good job so far getting himself open. And Sparks with a good pass there. He rolled out, got himself comfortable, and threw a dart. And good pass, good catch.
Here, pistol formation. They got the H-back Haas on the field. Waiting the snap. Takes it, hands it off to Harris. That play is blown up in the backfield by number 1, senior linebacker, Zach Tuine.
Good job by the Millers defense there, getting some penetration and not allowing Harris to really get anywhere upfield. The offensive line's got to get a little bit more of a push up front, but Noblesville brought a couple extra people there, and it's hard to block more guys than you have to block them. So good job by Noblesville. A good play calling by the Noblesville defensive coordinator.
Sparks, play action pass, nowhere to go. Swallowed up. That's number 1, Zach Tuine once again. Just absolutely blowing that one up in the backfield.
Yeah, Noblesville once again brought a blitz there, and it looked like Sparks was almost a little bit confused. He was trying to hold or carry out the fake, and was about to start, getting ready to throw the ball or getting ready to start the passing game. But the guy off the edge gets there to him before he can get really anything going, and Noblesville gets a big sack there.
Well, now he's winding up to throw in
Oh,
deep,
boy.
and there's nothing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boys, right, Tyler. All the energy, all the momentum now is with these Millers. And that is a tough, good first down from Harris. And then that was a tough series right there.
Well, the line's got to give Sparks a lot more time than that. Noblesville once again brought the blitz, but they got to hold on longer to that and let the receivers get open downfield.
I'd say good kick there from Heaven Street. Got a good hang time, but not as far as you would have liked, but he hits a big bounce there. The ball rolls for him in his favor. Miller ball at the 22-yard line. And something that I want to address there, Tyler, that we've seen all game is that very seldom has Cody Sparks sat around in the pocket and gotten ready to throw the ball down the field. Almost every time we've seen him pass the ball, it has been on a quarterback rollout. What do you think the reasoning is there for the coaches to call those plays more frequently than others?
Well, it could be he's more comfortable rolling out. He's more comfortable moving to one direction of the field. And it also could be to kind of get him out of the pocket because you saw those 2 passes right there that were sacks. He was in the pocket and they got pressure. So roll him out away from the pressure and give him maybe a little bit more time.
Well, that's a short gain from Luke Blevins, who just had that big touchdown for the Millers. Tackle on the play by number 1 safety, Manny Daniels.
And it looks like we got a guy injured there for the Millers.
That is not something you like to see ever in a football game. Trying to get a number on him, but it's hard to see. Hoping the best and hoping that it's nothing serious.
Well, this is a big drive for the Royal defense. It would be really tough to let up another score here. You really use a stop and give the ball to the offense, who really needs to get something going for the Royals. But they need a big stop here, and hopefully they can get it.
I think head coach Justin Roden is out on the field. His players taking a knee. He's checking up on the injured player as well as the other players on his team. We're going to stand by. This appears to be more of a serious injury. There's no rush to get the injured player off the field, and rightfully so. You got to make sure everything's all right before we can proceed with this football game.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's all about player safety, and hopefully he's all right. It does look to be a little bit more serious. Looks like they're moving. It looks like a lower leg injury.
No, he's getting up. We love to see it. Now we are able to ID the player. Appears to be number 59 for the Millers. It is Max Ellie, I believe. I might have mispronounced that last name, but I believe that is Max Ellie for the Millers coming off the field right now. Really hoping the best for that young man.
Yeah, that's tough. He's hardly put any weight on that left leg. Hopefully he can. Hopefully he gets the help that he needs to be all right.
And now, quarterback Grant Gremmel in the shotgun. He takes it, hands it off to Blevins, blown up by Isaac Abeo.
Great job by Isaac Abeo coming off the edge. I mean, he just unblocked right into the running back. And just a great job by Abeo wrapping up and making the tackle.
This Noblesville team taking their time awaiting the call from the sidelines. They're bringing out number 10. That is your middle linebacker for the Millers trotting out onto the field. No, I apologize. That was number 13. Wide receiver and defensive back, Wyatt Blades. He plays both ways when needed. He comes out onto the field. It's Gremmel. He's rolling. He's trying to pass the ball on the field. That was a dangerous pass there. Could have been intercepted, but the ball falls incomplete.
Good pressure by the Royal defensive line. They were also getting held on the left side. The refs did not call it, but it was great pressure either way, and it forced a tough throw. And the Royals look like they're going to be able to get off the field here and get the offense back on the field.
Well, this punter, Jack Knight, he has a leg and he has the threat to run. We'll see if he decides to boot one deep to Anthony Eggers. He does, and that's an incredible kick. Eggers is backpedaling. He catches it. He's got room to run. And great punt coverage. Tackled him down at the 29-yard line. This Noblesville crowd is electric as you can hear those cowbells ringing. And this team has all of the momentum.
Noblesville has great special teams. I mean, they've been really solid in everything special teams tonight. Kickoff, punt coverage, PAT, kick or field goal. They've really done a great job with their special teams, and it's affecting the game because it's giving the Royals poor field position. Here it's all right. They're at the 38-yard line, and so it's not terrible field position, but still it's not as good as what it could have been with a poor punt, and a great job by the Millers.
Well, quick pass there. Cody Sparks. Oh, it was caught. Number 86, DeAndre Rhodes. That's going to move the chains. He had a little bit of room there on the far sideline to work the ball down the field.
Yeah, great catch by Rhodes and a great throw by Sparks. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable.
They make a 1st and 10. Sparks gets sacked as he drops back to the pass. That's number 9 for the Millers. That's Carson Sanders, defensive back.
Yeah, the Millers are turning up the heat. They're bringing extra guys, but there's also great coverage downfield. Cody really had nowhere to go downfield, and so that it caused them to hold on the ball a little bit longer, and the Millers did a great job corralling them and getting the sack.
Cody Sparks looking at the sideline. You can see, maybe you can at home, but we can see at least here in the booth that heavy left knee brace he is sporting tonight in support of that left knee injury as Harris takes a handoff, runs a guy over the defensive line on the defensive line, but not much of a gain, but definitely a punishing hit delivered by Matt Harris.
Yeah, Matt Harris is a very physical runner, and no one really wants to be in the way of him when he's running at you.
Sparks looking to the sideline, 3 receivers on the field. Matt Harris stands behind him in the pistol formation.
Another 3rd and long here for the Royals. Not really a 3rd and manageable, so expect a pass here.
There's a pass. It's a blitz. Sparks escapes down the field, incomplete intended for number 81, Landon Morris. That is going to make this one a 4th down, Tyler.
Yeah, it was the Royal coaching staff were pleading for a flag. They're really not happy with that. The defensive back was a little bit all over Morris, but not enough to draw a flag, and the Royals look like they're bringing out the punting unit, and quick 3 and out. So they really got to get something going here once they get the ball back. Unfortunately, it could be too late, especially if the Millers get another touchdown.
Well, that's a phenomenal punt from Mitchell Hebenstreet. The hang time there was incredible. No return for the Millers. Down them inside their 20-yard line. What a kick.
Great punt, but a very dangerous catch there by the returner. He had to go down to his knees to catch it, so it could have been muffed if he made any kind of mistake. But great job by him just getting the ball, calling that fair catch, and securing the possession for the Millers.
Well, this 3rd quarter is almost to an end. These quarters seem to be flying by, Tyler.
A lot of running the ball. Moves the clock and causes for quick games.
Here comes this Miller offense trotting back out onto the field. Gremmel taking it on her center for the first time tonight. Fullback and a halfback there. Handoff is to Blevins. Nothing, but he breaks out of a big heap of Royals defenders. He's working it down the field. Forced out of bounds by number 10.
He got a flag, late hit. He hit him when he was out of bounds. That's going to tack on another 15 yards, but that's the 2nd time where he looked to be corralled and wrapped up, and he just pops out of nowhere and gets a big gain. Unfortunately for the Royals, it's going to be a late hit, and it's going to add on some yardage. But the Royals have got to do a better job tackling the ball carry and wrapping up.
Yeah, there was definitely a swarm of defenders in the backfield, but he bounced off all of them. As you're exactly right, this team's marching forwards. That's a deflating play, not only to have Blevins escape your grasp, but then for him to move forward as we watch the replay here.
And once again, it looked like he might be stopped short, but then he comes out of nowhere, and then the late hit there at the end. You just can't do that. He's going out of bounds. Just let him go out. Don't hurt yourself with a penalty. Great run by Blevins.
Gremmel again on her center, spins out of 1 tackle, but stopped this time in the backfield. Initial contact from Isaac Abeyo with the flag on the play. We're waiting this call.
It's going to either be one of 2 things. It's going to be offsides on the Royals, or it's going to be some kind of legal formation or legal shift by the Millers. Trying to see here. The ref's facing the wrong way. It looks like it's going to be on the Millers because he's asking the Royals.
Illegal formation.
Yeah, legal formation.
Good call. Tyler Groves, 2 for 2 tonight with the call. It's called that pooch kick, the pooch punt that Gremmel called out in the first quarter. You're calling that penalty there before the refs are able to signal.
Well, you know, Sam, I'm just an expert, so.
We love to see it. We love to hear it. I hope you fans at home are enjoying a little bit more of an in-depth analysis of the game tonight. I know I am. Here we have Gremmel. Oh, under center again, 3rd play in a row, ISO formation. Expect the handoff to Blevins. It is. Kasiri this time able to wrap him up around the legs. That is a gain of nothing on the play for number 7, the senior Luke Blevins.
Great job by Kasiri. Shoot the gap on some kind of stun or blitz and really got in there, wrapped up the running back, and took him down. So that was a great job by Kasiri.
Well, Tyler, 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Trailing by 2 scores, and this Noblesville team is chewing clock. That is something that Coach Morris has talked to us about going into this game, that this Noblesville team is great with time of possession. This Royals team needs to have some sense of urgency, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. They just got to get a stop, and then on offensively, they got to get something going. If you can't get something going, I mean, they're just not going to get back in this ballgame. They got to get something going offensively, but they also need to get a stop, and this comes a big 3rd and 11 here, and a huge play for the Royals.
Well, that was a big play, a big tackle for number 33, defensive lineman Zach Peterson. Once again for that HSE defense. 3rd and long, and they are chewing clock with these consistent runs. Here we have the ISO formation. Grant Gremmel takes a snap, it's a handoff. That time on the run was not Blevins, it was actually the linebacker, number 10, Eddie Jenick on the run there.
Yeah, the Millers didn't get much, but the one thing they keep doing is they keep running the clock, and they probably weren't going to pick up a first down there anyway, so they just kind of took the conservative approach and keep that clock moving.
Well, let's be wary of a potential fake punt here. This kicker, Jack Knight, can run with it. Rolls out, but he's just going to, a safe high kick. Not very far, though. Shallow punt, out of bounds about the 25-yard line for the Royals.
Yeah, that was not one of his better punts. It kind of went off the side of his foot. Came out a little funky with a weird rolling of the ball. But still not terrible. The Royals are going to get the ball at the 25-yard line. And I'll say this once again. This is a big drive for the Royals. They've got to get something going. They've got something going in the running game. Got to continue that. But they've got to get something going through the pass. Because if you can't pass the ball, eventually they're going to stop the run because they're going to put so many people in the box. They've got to pass the ball here.
They've got a spread formation with their receivers. Harris in the backfield. I agree, Tyler. I'd like to see them pass, and they do. Sparks rolling, some receivers going out. That's to Boysen off of his hands, and a drop from one of the most reliable receivers on this team, Ben Boysen, with a flag on the field.
One thing I've noticed from the Royals, it seems like a lot of their routes are short, quick passing routes. But I like to see them take a shot downfield, open up the playbook, spread out that Noblesville defense. They're all compacted, they're all in tight, and if you do short routes, it's going to take a lot longer to get up the field. And so you'd like to see them spread them out a little bit, take a shot down the field.
Well, I believe that was an illegal formation for the Royals, causing us to march backwards 5 yards. Well, with this 1st and long, you'd like to stay ahead of the chains, so maybe we'll see Sparks take a shot to maybe a senior receiver like Lance, but that's Harris. Not much there. Gets up to the 20-yard line. 22-yard line. Not much of a gain there at all.
No, that was just a good play by the Miller defense. But the Royals at some point have got to, they got to get going. Do something special, do something different. They've been doing a lot of the same stuff, and it hasn't been working all game. At some point, you got to make some adjustments and do something different. We got another penalty here.
And that's another illegal formation for your Royals. 2nd and 18. This drive, a drive that the urgency to score was very well noted, has started off incredibly poorly.
Yeah, that was just a false start there. Someone went a little bit early. But yeah, penalties are costly, and when you're this far behind the sticks, it's hard to get anything going.
Sparks, that's a screen pass to Harris.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely blown up.
Oh, you got a penalty flag. This could be some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct or a personal foul.
Wow, you can hear those boos loudly here at Noblesville. That was linebacker Luke Jenick, who has been just about everywhere tonight on that big hit. But if this is indeed a penalty, it could be huge.
Yeah, it's on Noblesville. That's an automatic. Should be an automatic, first. Or I don't know if it's an automatic first down. He's still saying 3rd down. So it was after the play. They'll get 15 yards, but it was not enough for a first down, so it's still 3rd down. I guess there's no automatic first downs in high school football, but still, nonetheless, a huge penalty and makes this. Oh, okay, they are moving the chain, so it is an automatic first down. Pass interference sometimes are not automatic first down, but unsportsmanlike conduct are. So that really helps the Royals, and huge penalty on the Millers. Gives the Royals a little bit of life here.
Yeah, and if you give a team just a little bit of hope, sometimes extraordinary things can happen. And the Royals need something as we're waiting the officials. There's very clear confusion amongst this officiating crew.
With the chains, maybe I am right. Maybe it isn't a first down. I don't know. They moved the chains. Now they're moving them back. At one point they had first down. Now it's a second down. I'm a little bit confused. I think everyone in the stands are a little bit confused, and hopefully they'll get this thing figured out here.
Well, Coach Morris is having a conversation there with the official. It is going to be third down. You were right. Once again, Tyler, it doesn't seem like you're very wrong very often. It is third down, 3rd and 4. This stadium is loud. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this Royals team needs this one. Sparks passes low. Did Lance catch it? He did not.
It looks like another flag on the far side of the field. This is just really racking up the penalty flags here.
Lance seems clearly frustrated as some Noblesville defenders getting in his face a little bit after that one.
Yeah, legal shift on the offense. So probably decline this. But I can understand why Lance is frustrated. You got to put the ball on him. I mean, he's open, and you throw it outside, way outside, to the point where he's got to go out of bounds to catch it. You got to put that throw on it. It's not that hard of a throw. You just got to be a little bit more accurate if you're Sparks. But looks like the Royals are going for it for your 4th and 4. Nope, they're going off, bringing the punt unit.
Well, there's a 3 and out for the Royals. Take a few minutes off the clock, and they're going to give the ball back to the Millers, trailing by 2 scores. And this is not looking promising as this Royals offense currently is lifeless. Oh, boy. Blocked punt.
There he goes.
That's a touchdown for the Millers. Wow. Number 2 picked that one up. That is Justin Johnson Sparks. Blocked punt. Return for a touchdown, and it is 20-0 at the end of this third quarter.
Yeah, here's the replay. I mean, they've gotten close all night on several punts. It looks like they were just about to block it. This time they get home, and the Royals find themselves in a 21-0 hole. Great play by the Millers, and just it's a tough one. The Royals have not been able to execute all night, and a special teams mistake like that can really cost you the game, especially when you're already down 14 points. So that's a tough one. It's tough. But look, the one thing that the Royals still do is they got still some time. 3 scores. You got 12 minutes in the 4th quarter. You got 1:34 left here in the 3rd. We've seen crazier things happen, but it's going to be tough. And I'll say it again, they got to get something going on offense. But the more I say it, I think the less it even gets close. So maybe I'll stop saying it and they'll do something. But we just gotta keep going. We got to keep playing and try to get something going.
Well, something that we ought to note, especially here, is that this Noblesville team is not one to put up a lot of points on the offensive side of the ball. Week 1, they put up 7 points. Week 2, they put up 7 points. Week 3, their season high, they put up 21 points. Week 4, 10 points. Week 5, 0 points. And last week, they put up 10. Here tonight, without the 4th quarter having been played, they tie their season high for points on the season. The Noblesville Millers are rolling, and the HSC Royals have rolled over.
Yeah, it is. It's been a little bit ugly, and obviously that one was a special team score, not by their offense, but still, Noblesville's scored 21 points. Royals have scored 0. Kind of the story of the game. Noblesville has been great on defensively, but the Royals really haven't made too many adjustments to what they're doing on defensively, and it's cost them because the Royals have not been able to really get anything going. In the first half, they were able to move the ball a little bit through the 20s, but here in the second half, they haven't been able to move the ball at all, and it's been a little bit ugly, and we'll see if they can hopefully get something going here.
Yeah, that's interesting you note, Tyler, and you're exactly right. We have seen very few adjustments from this Royals. All type of plays we've seen all game. They have to change something up if they want any chance of winning this game.
I think they got to be more aggressive. And here's a timeout by the Royals, which if this game gets close again, could come back to hurt them too. But now they say Millers. They pointed the wrong way at first. Timeout Millers. But yeah, the Royals I think have to be a little bit more aggressive. It's been all short passing routes. You know, the running game is fairly conservative, so, you know, it's worked. The running game's worked. The passing game is not. And so you got to do something different. You got to do different route combinations. You know, throw the ball downfield, open up the playbook a little bit, because it really has been pretty bland. And it's been a lot of those rollout passes, those short passes, and they just have not been very good tonight. They have not worked. So hopefully they start to do something a little bit different.
Here at Beaver Materials Field, the fans are into it. The band is leading everyone, and the baby shark, as the fans and the players are getting into it on the sideline, you can see the players dancing along. All the energy, all the momentum rests with the Millers. Sparks and the Royals with their backs against the wall. How will they respond? Hand off to Harris. He's running hard, but there's not much. That's a gain of 2.
Yeah, similar to what we've been seeing all night, Boysen goes in motion. Occasionally they'll hand the ball off to him for a jet sweep, but I'd say about 90% of the time they don't. They fake it to him and just have Harris run up the middle. That's probably the 8th or 9th time we've seen that play tonight, as there's some Millers running off the field here.
Sparks awaiting the snap in the pistol. Takes it, he's going to pass. Short one out to Boysen. He's able to make the catch, but it's blown up immediately. Not much happening at all for this offense, and these Noblesville Millers defenders are flying around everywhere. This is a 3rd down here, and this 3rd down is big.
Yeah, another short pass there, and caught the ball, but the problem is the defender's sitting right there to tackle him as soon as he catches it. It is more of a 3rd and manageable, so let's see if the offense can pick up this 3rd down here.
Oh, it rolls out to the H-back, Haas.
He's going to be short.
And he's short. There was some open field, but he just wasn't able to work it down. And do you go for it, Tyler? Do you let this go into the 4th quarter, regroup on the sidelines, and go for it? I think that's what I would do, at least if I was Coach Morris in this situation.
Yeah, I'd probably let this clock run out and think about it, but you're down 21-0. You know, at this point, you only got 12 minutes left. What do you really have to lose? Noblesville's moving the ball with a run game. They're going to chew a lot of clock. I think you got to be aggressive here and go for it.
Call Boysen trying to get the Millers to jump, and they do not. Noblesville Millers 2 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. They're leading your Royals 21-0. Back with you soon on Southeastern Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Southeastern Sports Network. We are here, and the punt team is also out onto the field, so Coach Morris opts not to go for it. He trusts his defense, but he also has to acknowledge the ability for this Noblesville offense to chew clock, and that is a boomer high kick. Fair caught at the 27-yard line for the Millers. Tyler, defense back out onto the field. We have 11:53 left in this quarter. We're trailing by 3 touchdowns and 3 converted extra points. What do we have to do?
Well, the good news is that punt went blocked, so that's the good start. But the defense has got to get a stop. It's got to be a quicker stop because you only got 11 minutes, 53 seconds left, and you're down 3 scores. So it has to be a quick stop, quick 3 and out, get the offense back on the field, and hopefully then they can get something going. But it's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough, especially since what we've seen so far. It's not too promising, but you never know. That's the beauty of sports and the beauty of high school sports on a beautiful Friday evening.
Here's a run to Blevins, wrapped up, not much there. Gain of about 1 yard. Good start for this defense. But you can almost guarantee that about 20 to 30 seconds are going to be subtracted from that clock, and that time is as valuable as anything right now to these Royals.
Yeah, the play clock is just now hitting 23 seconds, so another 20 seconds is going to come off the clock if Noblesville, uses time management correctly. They're probably not going to snap it till 5 or so seconds or less of the play clock, and as I say that, they snap it at 12. So, but anyway, great run here.
Yeah, Blevins bounces out. Manny Daniels grabs him by the back. The fans want the flag. The refs keep the laundry in their pocket. These fans have been vocal. Very vocal tonight, but you have to love that passion Friday night supporting your team.
Oh, yeah, senior night. It's a big night for them, and for sure passionate. It did look like Manny might have grabbed the horse collar there and been a horse collar tackle, but we trust the refs down there, and they're right there on the spot, so they obviously saw something differently. 3rd and 1.
This play is as big as any. They need to stop. Blevins, Gremmel, waiting snap.
Rose bring the blitz.
Blown up in the backfield. I think he's short.
It's close, but yeah, I don't think he got there. It looks like the referee on the far side and the near side are lining up short. And so it's going to be 4th and 1, and let's see what the Millers do here. Will they be aggressive and go for it, or will they be conservative and try to pin the Royals deep?
Well, I would opt to pin them deep as Jack Knight, kicker extraordinaire, jogs out onto the field. And I think I might be wrong here. I didn't get a good look, but I believe that was Tony Kassiri who blew that one up, made the big stop. Great play from a great player.
Yeah, he blitzed, and he got through there and made the play. Watch for that rollout rugby-style punt here and make sure he doesn't run it here. Good punt, though.
Good punt to Eggers. Line drive. He's able to fair catch to the 32-yard line. That is a fantastic play because if he lets that one roll, I think it's rolling for a few miles. And as we have a break here in the action, 4th quarter of the game, we need to say quick thank yous for Southeastern Sports Network. First of all, we want to thank Matt Meyer up top with the camera tonight. He's done a phenomenal job all season.
Yeah, Big Man does a great job up there getting us all the good shots.
And once again, big thank you to Turner Graves running our production. He is the man behind the screen. He is the man that's making this all work tonight. And so without him, none of this is possible. As Matt Harris bounces outside for a short run. And lastly, we'd like to thank you, the viewers, everyone here watching at home. If you are tuning in for the first time or if you followed us along this season, we are Southeastern Sports Network, a brand new student-run broadcasting program at Hamilton Southeastern High School, and your #1 source for all Royal athletic news. If it wasn't for your support, and we would not have this amazing opportunity to come and call the games. We're looking forward to delivering more games throughout the season and throughout different sports and to bring you the highest quality content we are able. As Sparks rolls out looking to pass, he does. Low, incomplete, intended for Landon Morris, 3rd down Royals.
Yeah, he's got to look at more than that one receiver because he had DeAndre Rhodes, 86, pretty wide open. And all he had to do is just look a little bit farther to his left. He kind of sticked on Morris there, and Morris was open, but it was a little bit too late, and it was a little low. But he's got to look at more than one receiver. And real quick, I also want to say thank you to the Noblesville athletic directors for letting us, come in this great press box tonight and broadcast this game. And they've really been friendly hosting us tonight. So a little quick shout out to them as well.
Yes. We cannot forget the support of the other ADs, other schools. Sparks rolling out, throwing down the field. That is completed. That's a 1st down. That's a big catch there on the far side of the field. Hard to see. I think that's DeAndre Rhodes. I believe it is. Another rollout pass. Looked like Sparks had nothing, but he turns it into a little bit of something there. 1st down Royals.
Great job by Cody Sparks. He knew he was about to get hit, and he took a hit, but he threw the ball well, and he completed it for a 1st down. Great job by Sparks.
Another great pass. Another completion there. Senior receiver Jackson Lance. And Cody Sparks is a tall player. He's a big player. He's got a big arm. He stands at 6'5", 210 pounds, and he's only a junior. But despite all that size, all that strength, he has yet to throw one down the field. But he does here, and he overthrows a wide open receiver, Jackson Lance. Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, that's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for a shot down the field. You know, the coaching staff draw it out. You have single coverage. You got what you want. Jackson Lance beats his defender, but Cody was just a little bit too antsy, and he overthrew him a tad. And that's going to happen, but you just got to be a little more accurate, and that's a touchdown. But brings up a big 3rd and 5 here.
The home fans are getting loud. 3rd and 5. Oh, hand off to Harris. There's a hole. He's running hard. He runs someone over. He runs another defender. He's carrying bodies down the field. What a run. And a big-time moment from number 4, Matt Harris. Tyler, I have to ask you, if you were to bet on this, you think it's over under 10 guys Harris has thrown into the ground?
Oh, man, it's been amazing. Here's the replay of it. Matt Harris, there's a little congestion on the line of scrimmage, and boom, just knocks the guy over, knocks another guy over for a good gain on the play for a 1st down. Great continued tough running by Matt Harris.
But here he is again. He stood up after a short gain. Matt Harris. We talk about intensity and all the momentum, all the intensity has been with the Millers tonight. Matt Harris is bringing it consistently. 2nd and 8, 23-yard line. Royals knocking on the door with 8 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. Sparks getting ready to pass. He runs forward for a gain of about 5. Hard to see there. Should be a short 3rd down, but you know, good play by Cody Sparks, working his way up in the pocket and making something out of that play that blew up a little bit.
Yeah, this brings up a 3rd down here, but like you said, Sam, great job by Sparks. No one was really open, finding a running lane and getting some yards to make this more of a manageable 3rd down.
Hands off to Harris. Not much of a hole, blown up at the defensive line. He is going to be short.
I'm not so sure. That far ref is calling for the clock to stop, which usually indicates a 1st down. Let's see where they spot it, and let's see if what the call is here.
4th down and 1. Oftentimes,
I think they're going to measure it. Yep, they're bringing in the chains. They're going to measure this. It's definitely close. We cannot tell from here, but it's definitely close.
That was a big play and a big hit from the Noblesville Millers. I believe that was number 42, Kenja Jenkins, defensive lineman. Big play.
And it is 4th. It's short. So 4th down here, and just by a couple of inches there.
Great camera work there. Matt Meyer getting the fans at home that good view. It's definitely a lot better than what we're seeing up here in this press box. So 4th and 1. I would be expecting to see Matt Harris and the Wildcat. That's what they love in these short yardage downs. And that is what we have. Takes a snap. He's going to pound it. There's a hole. He's got room. He's got it, and he's got some more yards on top of that. Big run from Harris, but even more notably, great blocking from the Royals.
Yeah, great push from the offensive line. There's really no penetration by the D-line. They pushed him towards the goal line, and it was pretty easy for Matt Harris to go right off the edge, pick up the couple of 3 yards that he needed, and continue the drive. The clock is quickly starting to become a factor. It's down to 7 minutes and 18 seconds, so the Royals really need to score quickly here.
Well, Harris, let's get on the Wildcat. He's got a hole. He's running through some defenders. Tyler, you're not taking him down unless you got about 3 of your buddies with you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He runs hard. No doubt about it. He runs hard. And another great example there, you know, who really probably should have been a 1, maybe 2 yard gain, and he takes another guys for 2 or 3 to 4 yards. So he does a great job of getting more yards after contact. And timeout here by the Noblesville Millers, trying to get a stop here with 6:55 left in the 4th quarter.
Matt Harris and the Wildcat, and we have 3 defensive players on the left side of the offensive line for the Royals coming in just to clear some blocks. Most notably, you have sophomore linebacker J.T. Munchner and senior defensive lineman Zach Peterson coming in on the offensive side of the ball, trying to make something happen as your Royals trail 21-0, 6:55 left. And it all starts with a score here. You got to get a score here. You got to get the ball back as soon as possible.
Yeah, they're bringing in the big boys to open up some holes up there, and hopefully they can get in the end zone. Only 6:55 left, so they got to score quickly, and then they got to either kick it off or kick an onside kick and get the ball back quickly to this offense. And the first things first, you got to score. So see if the Royals can put it in the end zone here, and it'll bring. First thing is 2nd and 5 though.
So we know the Royals love to see Matt Harris and the Wildcat near the goal line. We know we've seen that pretty frequently on these last couple of plays, but here we have Cody Sparks, the quarterback, in the game. We'll see if they stick to the run or throw one out as it is a play action. He's rolling.
He's got a guy.
That's a touchdown. Jackson Lance with a great catch and a very accurate throw from Cody Sparks. That was a phenomenally well-drawn play and a phenomenally well-executed play. Tyler, let's walk through this replay.
Yeah, Cody just does his normal rollout pass here, and Boysen's going in motion. He rolls out, and Jackson Lance is wide open. No one within about 5, 7, 8 feet of him. Easy throw, easy catch, great execution by the Royals.
And snap is down well. It is good. Heaven Street puts it through now. 21-0 turns in 21-7, 6:50 left. And I want to go back to that touchdown because Cody Sparks, we've seen him struggle a little bit with timing, a little bit with accuracy. That play was pinpoint perfection all around the board.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great blocking up front. Great rollout throw by Cody and great route by Jackson Lance. He's wide open and just good execution all the way around. And 6:50 left. You never know what's going to happen. 21-7. Only 14 points, 2 possessions, so hopefully the Royals can get 2 possessions on offense with the amount of time left. Be interested to see what they do on kickoff here, if they're going to kick it deep or try to do an onside.
Well, we're getting a lot of life from the student section currently for the HSC Royals. Love to see it.
Noblesville's lining up in their onside kick formation here, just in recovery formation, just in case the Royals do indeed kick the onside kick. Here you can always do kind of a pooch kick, just behind that second line and try to go get it is always an option when they line up like this.
We'll see what Heaven Street does. He can do it all. He is going to do a little bit of a pooch kick. Well placed, but that's a great, well-fielded ball there from the Millers. Still stopped at about the 28-yard line. That was a very well-placed kick there from Heaven Street.
Yeah, great kick, but great job by the returner getting over there and not running into his own player. For a second, I thought they were going to run into each other. But good job by the Millers recovering the ball. And, they got it here, 1st and 10, 6:45 left. It'll be interesting to see, how much time they'll be able to take off here.
Well, assuming the Royals are able to get a 3 and out at most, it's going to take about a minute, 2 minutes off the clock. Under center, Granville takes a snap, hands it off to Blevins. Not much of a hole, and he's unable to bounce out of those tackles like we've seen earlier tonight. 2nd and long.
Yeah, good job by the Royals defense. They're really packing the box here, knowing that it's going to be a run because the Noblesville Millers are trying to take off the clock here. And so they're just packing the box and trying to get a run. One thing you got to watch out here is for a play-action pass. As the Royals are packing the box, they're expecting the run. It'd be a great time for the Millers to run a play-action pass, kind of fake out the defense, and try to pick up a big play here. But you know what? To see what happens, they obviously want to keep that clock running. So let's see if they're conservative or more aggressive.
Well, they're once again in the ISO formation, the formation they love so dearly. Bramwell hands it off.
Got to make tackles.
Breaking through some arm tackles. That's undisciplined. I think he's going to be a tad short.
Yeah.
3rd and 1, but you're right. They had some hands on him in the backfield, and they were not able to follow through.
Yeah, I think one thing when Coach Morris looks back at this film, the biggest thing he's going to see is missed tackles, because there's been several times tonight where Blevins has been wrapped up, or not really wrapped up, but there's been people around him for the chance to be wrapped up, and he just gets away from arm tackles, and HSC's got to wrap up. They got to make tackles.
Well, here, the Millers in the ISO formation, 3rd and 1. The Royals were able to complete the stop last time. Bramwell hands it off to the fullback. There's nothing. He's short. He is short. Royals have life. The defense bend, don't break. So here comes the punter. That answers the question I was about to ask you. Would you even gamble a rollout here?
No, not when you're up 14 with 5 minutes left. Oh, the rollout punt? Yeah, I mean, you can do that because that's what they do every time.
Would you gamble if you're the punter scrambling?
Oh, no, not going for it. No, you punt this thing deep. You get it away. You don't want to risk not getting it and giving the Royals great field position.
Knight.
But he jumped? There looked like there was some movement on the offensive line, but I don't think – I think they were just getting set, so that's not a penalty. It's going to be on the Royals for jumping off sides. And looked like, couldn't tell who it was, but it looked like Isaac Obeo might have been the one who jumped off sides, but a very costly penalty because that's going to run a couple more minutes off the clock and probably the Royals start using their timeouts.
You're right, Tyler. That is deflating. That penalty right there as the Noblesville players are getting their hands down, getting set, ready to boot this one away. And to, relinquish your chance to get the ball back as the clock ticks. 4 minutes left. 3 and out still. The Noblesville Millers bring this down to 2 minutes. That's just deflating. That's just undisciplined play. That's going to result in a lot more hardships for this Royals team.
Kind of the nail in the coffin, to be quite honest. But like I said, you never know. But here's a good play by the defense there.
And Isaac Abeo making up for his supposed mistake on the last play. Actually, I believe I misspoke. I think that might have been Manny Daniels there making the tackle.
Yeah, Manny coming off the edge on a safety blitz there. They're really packing the box trying to stop the run, so they're going to have extra defenders compared to what they're going to be able to block. And a great job by Manny getting in the backfield and making the tackle.
So clock ticks down, 3:40 with 13 seconds still on that play clock. Gremmel in the shotgun. Still got to expect a run. It's a quarterback run. A little bit of room, but great ankle tackle from 33, Zach Peterson. Not much there. Royals.
First timeout.
Are going to deal a timeout as it's 3rd and long.
Smart by timeout there by Coach Morris. You can't let this clock continue to run down. You're going to have to start using your timeouts and, stop the clock from going down too low. So obviously this is what it's going to mean is that the Royals are going to have to get the ball back, go down and score, and then get an onside kick. Kind of similar to what we saw in Westfield a few weeks ago when they were forced to get an onside kick, in which they actually got. It was a little bit questionable because it looked like back then Boysen touched the ball before the 10 yards, but whatever the case was, they got the ball and had a chance to win the game at the very end there, and unfortunately weren't able to do it. But that's going to be the kind of a similar situation that's going to have to happen tonight if the Royals want any chance of tying this game and trying to send it into overtime or possibly winning it.
You're right, Tyler. The likelihood is slim. This Royals team has to keep fighting. 3:26 left. In the football game, we have Grant Gremmel in the shotgun formation. He takes a snap. Is he going to pass? It's a screen.
Great play call.
Great play call. Can Lance make the tackle? He cannot, but he's forced out of bounds there. I believe that might have been.
Well, that is a huge play because it gets him out of bounds, and that stops the clock. That is a huge play. Bad job by, I believe it was Blevins who got the ball, but going out of bounds.
Yeah, undisciplined decision. Definitely was not considering the play clock. But, it's a fast-paced game. A lot of things happen quickly, and it is instinct definitely to get out of bounds. Let's hope this Royals team does not jump, but we thought
stay back, don't jump.
We thought that penalty was incredibly costly, as that one could roll into the end zone, but Eggers is going to take it. He's going to field it. He's got some room. He's got a hole up to the 22-yard line. But to go back to the point I was making, when we jumped on that special teams, that 4th down punt, there's 4 minutes left in the game. We thought at least two to 3 more minutes were coming off the clock. Only about a minute came off thanks to Coach Morris's timeout.
Yeah, timeout and going out of bounds. That really hurt Noblesville on the clock standpoint. But HSC still needs a lot to happen. So they got to go down here, get a quick score, and depending on how much time's left, get an onside kick.
Well, here we have 4 receivers and Harris. I still would not doubt a Harris run, but Sparks is going to pass. Goes to the far side of the field.
That was funky coming out. That looked like something bad happened there to him. I don't know exactly what happened, but. That wasn't very close, but
yeah, that was definitely a misfire there, an errant pass from Cody Sparks.
Yeah, it just must have slipped because you never see him miss, that bad. But anyway.
Well, here we have Sparks, the pistol. He's going to drop back and pass. Rolling.
He's got to stay in the. Oh, good job.
Get the ball out. He does. It's incomplete, but that saves a sack. That saves disaster.
I tell you what, Cody Sparks has got to stay in the pocket. He ran into the pressure. I can't tell who the right tackle is. It's a little dark out there. But he did a great job of keeping the defender outside, and Cody Sparks ran right into the defender and almost caused a sack. He's got to stay in the pocket where he had time. He got a little bit of happy feet and ran out of the pocket, and you just can't do that, especially when you have a good pocket in front of you.
Sparks passes the ball off the fingertips of DeAndre Rhodes. He should have had that.
It brings up 4th down, but it's obviously 4th down territory here. It probably wouldn't have gained too many yards there. The defender was right there, but it definitely would have helped to catch that. But Noblesville Miller fans are getting on their feet, making the noise. This could very well be the game here if Noblesville gets a stop here.
It's 4th and 10. Unlikely to say the least. We have faith here at Southeastern Sports Network. Sparks winding, throws a pass.
Short and the incomplete. Yeah,
incomplete. Off the hands of Ben Boysen. Great coverage for the Millers. With 2:48 left and 2 timeouts for the Royals, and trailing by 2 scores.
I'll say this, one thing, this is probably the first game where we've seen Ben Boysen not have a huge impact. Normally he has a lot of catches. He's used a lot in the run game. Tonight we haven't mentioned his name a lot, and it's been a real quiet game for him. And usually when the Royals are doing really well, he has a really good game. Tonight, we didn't hear a lot from him. The Royals only scored 7 points, and that was in the 4th quarter, so they're shut out for the first 3. So it's a tough one. This is a tough one to look like to lose. Barring a miracle here, the Royals are going to go to 3-4, and it's a tough one because it's in conference, and Noblesville's a conference opponent, and it's their senior night. So Noblesville came out ready to play, and they deserve this one. They've been the better team.
It's a handoff.
It's
fumbled! Oh, boy! It's fumbled. Botched handoff.
He got it back.
They got it back.
Dang it.
Eggers looked fired up. I thought
for a second the Royals had it.
I thought the Royals had it as well. Oh, boy. And that's just been the story of the night tonight, Tyler. Missed opportunities for the Royals. And despite, some of the mistakes the Royals made and some of the mistakes, or rather some of the good plays that the Millers have made themselves, it just feels like nothing has really gone the Royals' way. And that's just something outside of their control that, doesn't fall into their laps.
Yeah, they've been unlucky, but they've also had poor execution, and that's tough. And the Millers, I wouldn't say, either team didn't play an outstanding game. It was kind of it really wasn't, it wasn't an explosive game. There weren't a ton of exciting plays. It was more of a grinded-out kind of win, which what the Millers are specialists at. All of their wins this season, they've grinded out the wins, and they did so again tonight, chewing up the clock. They're really leading the time of possession. And now a timeout called by the Royals. Interesting timeout there because some of the clock was already ran off about 10 seconds before he used his timeout. Let's see if they add any time back to the board, but I don't believe they are going to.
Those HSC students are beginning to file their way out of the crowd, out of the student section.
Yeah, find their way to the let's just say tightly enclosed parking lot that they have here in Noblesville. It took us a while to find a spot, and it's going to probably take a while for all these fans, it was really full stands here for Noblesville to get out of here. They don't have a ton of space. The field isn't right behind the high school. It's a little bit off-site and kind of almost like a neighborhood type thing, so there's not tons of parking. So it's going to take a while for some of these fans to get out of here tonight.
Well, shockingly, the Millers are bringing in their second unit. Quarterback Grant Gremmel signing off for the night. We've got senior backup quarterback Connor Gooding coming in.
Good for him.
Good for him, yeah.
Yeah, senior night, get to go out there on the field. That's pretty cool for the Millers to do that. They're pretty sure they got this one wrapped up. So to get him a few plays and have him, kind of play on his senior night is pretty cool.
I agree. You love to see it. You're also getting sophomore running back Ethan Leslie out there, give him a little bit of experience. So
yeah, for sure.
Reinforcements coming in. It shows that Justin Roden and this Noblesville football team think this one is on locks with 1:37 leading by 14 points.
Well, and I also say this, this isn't Noblesville's last home game. They specifically picked this night for their senior night, so obviously they thought going in that they had a chance to win this game, and to their credit, it looks like they're going to do it. And so it's been a fun senior night for them, and an unfortunate night for the Royals is poor execution and just kind of a little bit of bad luck in some spots have kind of cost them the game. Looks like the Millers are going to kick a field goal here to try to put this lead to 3 scores and 17 points.
Well, I don't doubt Jack Knight. He's got a leg on him. This is going to be a 40-yard field goal. That's impressive if it's able to go through.
Looked good.
Wow.
Looks good to me.
No,
they said no good.
Wow, that
Must
looked
have
good
been.
to
He
me.
definitely had the distance. From our angle, it looked like it went right through, but obviously it must have gone wide left. All the fans on our side were also cheering, so it was a little bit deceiving. But, the Royals technically, they need a miracle, but they technically still got a shot, go down and score, get an onside kick and score again, and we'll be heading to overtime, and it would definitely be shocking, but you never know.
Here we have Cody Sparks running back out onto the field. Quick word to Matt Harris, his running back in the pistol formation. Millers have 3 rushing, and they're still getting to the quarterback.
And they're all over Cody and causes him to throw a little bit of an errant pass, but understandable. I mean, there's guys all over him at his legs, and that offensive line, you got to hold on longer. I would say one thing about the O-line, they are great run blockers. They open up holes for Matt Harris, but the passing blocking needs some work. Because the defensive line knows have been able to get back there consistently tonight, and the passing game in general has not been pretty by any standard.
DeAndre Rhodes coming in motion. It's going to be a rollout pass out to the sideline, complete short to Jackson Lentz.
At some point they gotta throw the ball downfield. You only got 1:20 left, 5 yards. The Noblesville will be happy to give that up. At this point, they need to throw it a little bit farther downfield, get some first downs, and get some major yardage.
3rd and 4, Sparks airing out. He's setting up a big pass. Way overthrows Boysen off the hands of a few Noblesville defenders. That could have been picked.
That time, that's on him because he had a perfect pocket. He had plenty of time, and Boysen was open. He just jumped the gun a little bit, threw it a little bit too high, and really, it should have been an interception for Noblesville. The guy, it kind of looked like it hit him right in the hands. But just an arrow throw by Sparks, and brings up the 4th and 4, and the very last chance the Royals have at any shot of tying or winning this game.
Oh, we got players on the sideline congratulating Noblesville quarterback Grant Gremmel. Let's see if Cody Sparks can do anything.
And they run the ball. Interesting. Well, he's still going. They're still pushing, but let's see what that ref's mark said. He's looking like he's just a bit short, but good effort by Matt Harris, keeping those legs going.
Never giving up on the play. Love to see it.
Good job by the O-line, pushing the pile, but no, they're not even going to measure it. It is Noblesville football, and that will do it. Still 1:03 left, but a couple kneel downs, and Noblesville will be celebrating their senior night with a victory. And the We Have Spirit chants going on right now, and the few Royal Student Section students remaining are showing that they got spirit down 14 with a minute left. So congrats to them, because that's pretty cool.
Well, this Noblesville football team is definitely excited to get a win. They're happy to get a win. We've got the backup quarterback, Connor Gooden, coming in, taking the snap. And, not much of a game, but this clock is going to churn. Barring any timeouts from Coach Morris, we are 1 play away from a Royal defeat.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is one where you really felt like you could come on the road, get a win against a pretty evenly matched team on paper. The Royals were just not able to do it tonight. Their offense really hurt them. The defense played well in the first half. They had some blunders here in the second half with not tackling, not wrapping up, and it all kind of combined to not a great night for the Royals and a great evening for the Millers as they take the knee, and that will do it.
As the clock winds down in this football game. The Millers will come out victorious 21-7. From everyone on behalf of everyone from Southeastern Sports Network, we say thank you for tuning in. Our next live broadcast will be Monday, as we are going to broadcast the boys' soccer match for sectionals at home. The boys have a great soccer team at one time, ranked number 1 in the state. So we're looking forward to a great soccer match from the boys. And stay tuned. Follow us on social media, on Twitter at Southeastern SN. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we will be making an announcement early next week as to whether or not we'll be broadcasting the varsity football game at Franklin Central next Friday. I am Sam Houston, signing off from Southeastern Sports Network. Have a good night.